Hey guys, Ghost Toast here, and Merry Christmas Eve. This is the time I'm recording it. It's December 24th, 2021, and I'm probably going to upload it by tonight. So yeah, Merry Christmas Eve. This is my first Storytime video. I'm pretty excited to do these. I've always kind of wanted to do these with my channel. So it's going to be like a travel channel, but it's also going to be like a Storytime channel. And I plan on doing still like some gaming content. Like it's going to be kind of what I enjoy. I feel like that's what a YouTube channel should be, is you uploading what you enjoy personally and not having to stick to a status quo. Anyways, welcome to this story time. I'm very excited. This is a really funny one because I've been thinking about it all night. I'm like, wow, this was really stupid. But yeah, of course, before we start, I am going to ask you guys to like, subscribe, and comment. I want you guys to comment what creepypastas scared you as a kid. I would really love to know and have conversations with you guys about that, because I loved creepypastas as a kid. And yeah, that would mean a lot to me. Anyways, enough talk, and let's just get straight into the story. It all started when I was in middle school, when I was in 6th or 7th grade, and I had an obsession. Well, no, not like really an obsession, more of a guilty pleasure with creepypastas. I really loved creepypastas. Like, I look back on it now, I'm like, wow. When I think of my childhood, creepypastas always come to mind. It was just, I was always up at 3 a.m. listening to the newest Mr. Nightmare video or the CreepyPasta video. Like, I was always listening to those things, and I really enjoyed them because they were a time passer. I would always, pass the time with those. Those were very fun. However, although they were fun, they never really scared me, which, like, really was weird, because I feel like the point of a creepypasta is like the scare factor. However, they never really scared me. I listened to them out of pure enjoyment. Like Jeff the Killer, Laughing Jack, Smile Dog, Sonic.exe, all of those ones, like, I just really, really enjoyed them. And that's okay. It was just like, I was never really scared of them. I always kind of had a hard shell towards the horror genre, just like in movies or stories or whatever, because I've always just been able to tell myself that it's fake or stupid and unrealistic, and then boom, I'm just good. However, there is one story, one creepypasta that I listened to that scared the shit out of me. Like, I didn't know what to do with myself. Like, it haunted me for like 6 full months straight. Like, I couldn't function without thinking about this creepypasta. Like, this creepypasta has Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shaking in his boots. I bet you it could make Kim Jong-un quiver. Like, it was such a freaky creepypasta, and I literally could not do anything with myself. This creepypasta was called "The Truth Behind a Chuck E. Cheese." I know, pretty freaking sinister, huh? It was by Mr. Nightmare, and unfortunately it was deleted. However, you can still listen to it. There was a re-upload, so I'll link that in the description. You should go listen to it if you guys want to check out and see what scared me. But there was a lot to this that scared me. So basically, the rundown of this creepypasta is that a guy gets a job at a Chuck E. Cheese. He's kind of just down on his luck, and they hire him like really fast. I don't even do an interview with him. He ends up working there, but then all of a sudden, like, everyone just acts really weird towards him, and he starts noticing weird things. And he would always look outside, and he would just see like a creature across the street of his cul-de-sac under a street lamp, and he eventually realized that he was hired to be a sacrifice towards the Chuck E. Cheese animatronic, because they need to feed him or else he'll go on a rampage. And that was kind of like, oh, this is the whole premise of the story. It's kind of a lot like FNAF, like, honestly, it really is. And it freaked me out. And you're like, wow, what's so scary about that? I would say Laughing Jack is scarier than that, if you've ever heard that. The reason why it freaked me out is because it kind of related to me in a way that the others didn't, So in this, he lived in a cul-de-sac, which I did too. Let me explain the house I lived in at the time. I lived in a 2-story house, and I was the room at the top on the front of the house that looked straight out in front of the house, and I could see the cul-de-sac, and I could see the rest of the street. I had the best view in the house for sure, and I could see the entire street, right? And this is the same thing. Here's the best picture I can find of like what I could see. And I would like look across the street, and at night, it honestly was creepy. But the first thing you notice is if you look across the street, I'd always see this one street lamp, and it always had this like mist underneath it. Like, it was always kind of a creepy street lamp, but I never thought much of it until this creepypasta was talking about like, oh, he would look across the street and Chucky was under the street lamp, or this figure was under the street lamp. And I was like, holy shit, like that really freaked me out. And not to mention, I like listened to this at like 3 a.m, so that really imprinted something in me. And it was like, wow, I don't know why this was freaking me out so much, because at this point, every time I would look outside, I would just imagine in my head the figure of a freaking rat, and I would like lose my fucking mind. It was really stupid. So yeah, it was that. And you're like, well, if that was freaking you out, like that whole image, just shut your windows. And it's like, yeah, you could, but when you're in middle school, you have a crazy ass imagination. So I would close the window, and I'd just start seeing shadows in my room, and I'm like, what the heck? I literally couldn't do it. Like, it was like I was like losing my mind over this Chuck E. Cheese creepypasta. I didn't know what to do. Like, normally these things didn't scare me. I don't know why this one scared me so much. And it was just really, really weird. And it was like, it would be weird to tell my parents. If I went and I told my dad this, that I listened to a scary story about Chuck E. Cheese and now I'm seeing him everywhere, he would just laugh at me and then go tell me to empty the house trash. Like, I couldn't do that. That would be so freaking weird. And it was just haunting me for like a super long time. Also, not to mention, like I said, FNAF had just come out, and that didn't help, because that game did scare me a little bit. Like, I was a little scared to play that game because the whole concept was, pretty scary. Animatronics in itself are pretty creepy, but this horror story was honestly, I look back on it, I'm like, wow, this is really fucking stupid. But at the time, I was like, wow, this is insane, this is so good. Like, I didn't know what to do about it. But yeah, that was kind of like what was going on. And like, I would also tell my friends about it, and they would think I'm totally weird. Like, I thought I was like, yeah, man, I'm really seeing Chuck E. Cheese hunt me down. And then they're like, what? Like, I there was just not a lot I could have done, and it was really, really weird. And I would do a bunch of stuff. And I remember one night, it was like the final straw. Like, I was tired of just like, I couldn't sleep. I was tired of just like constantly having to go check my blinds. I was constantly just tired of having my mind mess with me. So the next day, I literally went to my cousin's boyfriend at the time, and I said to him, bro, Chuck E. Cheese is hunting me the fuck down, and I don't know what to do about it. And I told him the whole story about the creepypasta, and he came over to my house, and he listened to it, and I just couldn't help but feel him wanting to burst out laughing, because this story was just so stupid now that I look back at it. Like, I don't know why it freaked me out so much, like as much as it did. It was really, really weird. Anyways, so he ended up just listening to it with me, and then he just told me everything's gonna be okay. And then we ended up like printing out a picture of Chuck E. Cheese, I think throwing like stones at it. Like, it was really stupid. And then that was all that made me feel better. But I look back on it now, I'm like, wow, this is kind of an embarrassing story to tell, but honestly, it's pretty funny. And yeah, that's kind of just the end of the story. There was not really much to it other than the fact that this creepypasta was just too much for me to handle. It was the only creepypasta that's like ever really scared me. So yeah, that's what did it. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and comment down below what creepypastas you have seen and what scared you as a kid. That would be super cool. Also, a link to the story will be down below in the description if you want to listen to it. It's pretty good. It's like a short 20 minutes. The original writer is Mr. Nightmare, but it was deleted on his channel, so it was re-uploaded. So that is what I will be linking, just FYI. I am going to aim for 5 likes on this video. And of course, I'll see you all later. Peace out.